Gather up your projects, settle in your favorite spot. It's time to stitch with Sarah at her stitchy Camelot. Let's celebrate each other, this community we've got. It's time to get down to Sarah's stitchy spot.
Hello everyone, my name is Sarah. Welcome to my FlossTube channel, where we will discuss and celebrate all things cross-stitch. Grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and join me
at Sarah's stitchy spot.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is FlossTube number 20. It is Wednesday, March 29th, 2023. We are sitting right at the end of March and looking forward to April and all things spring. I have put out my hummingbird feeders and I'm looking forward to having all my little creatures out there to watch as I sit and stitch. So welcome to you for coming to my FlossTube channel. As I do at the beginning of every video, I want to send love and hugs to my husband Stan for writing and performing the song that you just heard. If you are new to my FlossTube channel, I hope you like what you see and that you will subscribe, like, ring the bell, and share, and do all the things that we do on FlossTube. For all of my returning viewers, oh, you mean the world to me. I love each and every one of you. I love your comments. I love the uplifting things that you write in your comments. And I love the fact that so many of you are sharing a little bit of your lives with me every 2 weeks. I love that, and I cherish it, and I keep you all in my heart. So welcome to everyone. I have got a lot of stuff to go over, and I'm really very excited about it. I have a lot of little housekeeping things that I want to go over. I have some new starts, I have some finishes, I have a special little video, and of course the massive amount of whips that usually go along with that. So let's see how I want to get started. Well, first, I thought I would answer a question. I threw that out at the end of my last video. If any of you ever have questions that you want to ask me, please do that, and I will try to answer those. It can be about anything, about my career as a physician, what I like to eat, what I like to watch, how I stitch, any of those things. But I did have one, and this was from Heidi. And she wanted to know how long I practiced medicine, a little bit about what I did my residency in, and what was my favorite area of medicine. So to keep this short, because we're here for the cross stitch, I practiced for 35 years. I did my residency in family practice, but I did not do primary care medicine, but for a very short time after I completed my residency. I was the medical director at the University of Pacific in Stockton, California. During that time, this was in the early 90s, I got very interested in women's health and taking care of women. And I sort of devoted the rest of the years that I practiced to preventive care for women. And the bulk of my days were doing annual exams, those things that we all love to hate. So I did breast exams, pap smears, a lot of family planning, and menopause. I tried to keep those hot flashes to a minimum. And that was my favorite part of medicine. I loved dealing with women. I loved our time together that was usually once a year, where we dealt with the health issues, but it was also a time where we just caught up on our lives, and it was just a very special relationship that I had with my women patients. So thank you, Heidi, for asking that. If any of you have any other questions, please feel free to put them in the comment box. The other question that I had was from Stephanie, and Stephanie wanted to know about the use of red, the color red in samplers. And I did not feel that I had any expertise in giving that answer, but I went to someone that did, and I emailed Claudia Kistler of Dutch Treat Designs. And I want to read to you what she wrote back. I was just blown away with how quickly she got back to me. I heard Claudia speak at the Sampler Symposium, and she was brilliant and funny and really taught us a lot. So this is what Claudia wrote in answer to the use of red in samplers. She said, I'm not an expert on threads, but I can tell you what I do know about red thread and why it was common in English schoolgirl samplers. Red thread was easily available. For the orphan samplers, this was the key because their threads were donated. They would have used something that was available and not too expensive. Red thread was color fast. Now I find that interesting because a lot of us, have always been afraid of our red colors running. She goes on to say, unlike the red threads we use today, the dyeing process in the 1800s England made this thread so that it didn't run when it got wet. It could be used for samplers, marking linen, and other domestic projects. Red thread showed the mistakes of the stitcher. When teaching a student, a teacher could find where a student might be off in their pattern if the pattern was stitched using red thread. The student could easily see the red thread on almost any color fabric, thus making it easier to count threads, do alphabets, etc. Colors of thread for schools. In England, you see more plain school samplers worked in red or black. Browns, black, greens were the colors for the Quaker samplers that were in the United Kingdom and the United States. Schools used what was available to them and what they and their students could afford. For a simple marking sampler, a sampler that included alphabets, etc., red or black was the most used thread colors. So I learned a lot from just that little bit. And I want to thank Claudia for getting back to me so quickly and for taking the time to write that out. And it just shows you all the wonderful resources that we have in our stitching community. So again, thank you, Claudia, for that. Next, I just want to show a couple of works that you viewers have sent in to me that I wanted to highlight here. And the first one will be, and I meant to look it up and I forgot, but it's the picture of the little Russian dolls that are the different sizes. I know it starts with an M, but I'm not going to massacre the word. She had stitched several of these, getting them from different designers on Etsy, and I just thought they looked so cute the way that that she had lined those up and taken a picture, and that came from Lorraine, and I will put a picture of those right here. I'm all turned around. So thank you, Lorraine, for sending that in. I got a lovely email from an 18-year-old young lady, Allie, who sent one of her whips. She has just started stitching. And I was thrilled to hear from her, and I just want to encourage her to keep it up. I think she'll find that it's a great stress reliever while she's in college. And I will put a picture of her whip right here. And so let's all send out good thoughts to Allie, and that she has a wonderful journey throughout her life with her cross stitching. Next, I wanted to, if any of you watched my whip parade from a long time back, one of the pieces that I am not going to finish was Words to Live By. And it was, several pieces that you stitched. And I was doing it on a black Aida that you could build a house on. It was so firm. And I was not enjoying it. And so I probably won't finish it. I loved all the patterns. And she sent her completed piece, and I will put that right here. And it is just lovely. She has stitched it on black, and so I just wanted to celebrate the completion of that wonderful work. And then finally, I wanted to give a big thank you to Carmi. Carmi actually saw a missing leaf on the border of Thurza Priscilla Dow's. And so I did go back and fix that, and I want to publicly thank you for again watching my back and keeping me honest with my stitching. So I think those are the housekeeping things I wanted to get to. I do also want to mention that Linda had wanted to see how I start a piece on linen, or how Stan and I are going to play around and see if he can film me from behind, just short. And I do plan to see if there's a way that I could show that on film. I don't have a setup where I can have a camera above and looking down. But I just want Linda to know, and other people have asked that that I am going to work on that and see if there's a way that I can share that with you. So I only had one FlossTube that I wanted to shout out, and that was, and again, I don't want to mispronounce her name, but Birgit, the Wishing Thorn. I think she has 2 FlossTubes out now. Oh my dear, does she have some gorgeous stitching, and she does a lot of stitching that is beyond just cross stitching. A lot of specialty stitches. I saw some pieces she had that had hardanger in it. And she also has an Etsy store, and I will put the link to that below. I know a lot of you are probably familiar with her, but it was a lot of gorgeous stitching eye candy. So if you want to run over to Birgit at the Wishing Thorn on FlossTube and give her a look-see and subscribe and welcome her into the community. Now, I can't let the video go by without a couple of words. As you all know, we had our visit with little Vince, and it was wonderful. And I will just sort of put some pictures up here as I talk. It was, we're still masking around Vince until April 1st when he gets his shots. So I didn't get to do a lot of the little kisses on his head that I wanted to do, but certainly got to spend time with him. And as you can see, one of these pictures will be Vince in his cradle that Stan made. So it was lovely. I'm going back by myself to help David at the end of April when, because Eva will be going back to school that week. And so I'm just going to be there to kind of to help out with that. The tragedy is I don't think they figured out that I'm not the one that cooks, so we'll have to work something out about that. But anyway, it was a beautiful visit. He's growing. He's happy. I can tell what a great job they're doing because he's very content, very lovable, and he loves Andre Botticelli. And I mean, that's my grandson. So anyway, all right, so we've got that. Now, I'm going to kind of break this up a little because as we go into my usual segments, I think what I'll do is I'll show you a couple of finishes, and then I taped a little segment that I will put before we go into new starts and whips of David and I. And so let me show you the finishes that I have first, and then we'll go on from there. So my first one is I did my March ornament, and this is in a Prairie School booklet, and I realize now I don't have the booklet. I want to say it's 28 or 20, but I finished him very much like I did the other one that you saw with the little die cut felt ironed on the back. And I put a little button and charm on the side. And this is stitched on Murky with the called for DMC. So far, I have 3 ornaments. And that is with the hashtag 12 and 23 ornament Sal. I will put it below by Carol Caroling55 on Instagram. She's hosting that. So that is, that's my ornament. So I'm very thrilled about that. And then very happy, I did finish the Whilst Iris Naps piece, which is Myra Dunn, 1922. And it was the piece that I did to honor my mother's 100th birthday. And so I did her name all in capital letters. And I just did her first and middle name, Eva Rose. And I just love that. There's a little tiny boo-boo in the border, but I think we can, it's okay. I'm sure if you really studied it, you could find it, but it's and I want to thank Christina for this was a freebie, and I enjoyed very much stitching it. And my plan is to make it into a pillow. So that is Myra Dunn, 1922. This is by Whilst Iris Naps, and it was stitched on a 36 count. I'm pretty sure it was a straw by Weeks Dye Works. It's a little too flimsy for me, not my favorite. And I was using an unnamed Silks for You silk. And I love the variegation in that. I'm not sure it shows up as well as I would like, but so that is my finish. And then I had the fully finished ornament. So what we're going to do now is we'll stop, and I'm going to insert the video. And this is David is he's going to discuss his credentials, but he does work in physical therapy, and I do think I don't want to ever hammer us with health stuff, but I do think it's important, and I do anything that I can do, just a little thing, I do want to do to keep us all healthy and stitching. So this is a video of David and I, and he's going to show us just a couple of exercises to do. We can do them while we're sitting with our hands in our neck to just kind of stretch those out and keep us happy stitchers. So I'm going to insert that now. Hi. As I explained just before in the video, I am so fortunate to have my son-in-law here, David, who is, well, I'm going to just let you tell us what you do, your degree, and how you got it just briefly. And then we're going to talk about some exercises for maybe the neck and the hand that could help us continue to be great stitchers. So.
Yeah, my name is David, and I'm a physical therapy assistant. I've been practicing for about 2.5 years. I also have a degree in kinesiology, and I have a strength conditioning background, so mobility and strength is kind of my expertise.
So great. Yes, David's actually, are you a CrossFit instructor?
Coach, yeah.
Coach,
have
yeah.
been in the past.
So, you know, David, he spends his life a little more active, shall we say, than a lot of us. But what I wanted David to do is to go over, you know, some exercises that maybe we could do while we were sitting. But I want to interject right here that above and beyond, the most important thing that we need to do for our health as stitchers who are doing a sedentary sport, shall we say, is that we need to make that time to get up and to move around and not to stay in one place for a long time, because blood clots can form, and it's just basically not good for us. So, all right, so I have kind of shown David in the past, like how we sit, and I do know that a lot of you that don't stitch in hand may have oftentimes they are holding something very close to a PC, how do you say that?
PVC pipe?
PVC pipe in their hand that is holding their fabric taut. So they're either, you know, holding something like that. So a lot of people do get pain, you know, in this area from holding that. But basically, you know, this is sort of the position. We do often look at our chart but this is the position that we hold. So what's a couple of ideas you've got for us?
Yeah, so some good stretches or just strengthening exercises, really posture. So sitting posture is very important. So as opposed to having that rounded forward shoulder position, is really emphasizing that scapular squeeze or pinching your shoulder blades together. So that's always a very important one to really work on, is keeping the chest open and really pinching the shoulder blades together. And then if you're not cross stitching, really working on that chin tuck. So really getting that almost unfortunate double chin look.
We don't like that, David.
I know we don't, but it is a good stretch for the neck to really elongate and extend to work on that. So having that combination of the scapular squeeze and the chin tuck is just a very, very important movement for the neck and posture sitting. And then another stretch is working the lateral shift to the of your upper trap. So getting an upper trap stretch, hold for about 2 to 3 seconds, and then you can go ahead and switch sides, hold for 2 to 3 seconds, and do about 10 rounds of that on each side. Is always good, just mobility for the neck. And then let's see, another one could be
is there anything that we can do?
The hands, that's right.
Yeah,
just working on opening there.
Yeah.
Just opening the fingers up there, and you can even get the thumb involved as well, especially for those pinching movements. And then also going into that wrist flexion there. So hold these for 10 seconds or so, and 10 rounds of that, and just doing these multiple times a day, just really stretching out the wrists and the forearms. They're just great stretches for the cross-stitch community.
Yeah. So those are just a couple of things to get started. I have a wonderful grandson, and I'm going to share pictures, and we've been here visiting, but I will be seeing David often. So please, if you have any questions, put them in the comments below, and I can get with David, and we can even come back in a couple of months and maybe do some other exercises, or if you had any other questions. So anyway, David, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, because everybody's tired. Of course, Vince is just about 5 weeks old, so it's a stressful time, and I want to thank you so much for taking the time out. He's going to get on a plane at 3 o'clock this morning, so this was beyond kindness of him to give us a little bit of time. So
my pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
Okay, and we're back. I hope you guys enjoyed that. David is really open. If you ever have any other questions, or maybe some other ideas about what you'd like to know about some simple stretches that you can do, that we can do as stitchers, he would be more than happy to do another video. And, I do see him because he's my son-in-law. Anyway, so our next little segment, we will jump right into my new starts. And the first one is, I did start 2 weeks ago, the Teresa Kogut Mystery Sal, A Simple Life. She started that on March 15th. And this is what we have so far. And everyone is just crazy about the cat on the dog here. I'm hoping I can keep up with this. So this is for the Tier 4 Patreon. I do encourage you, if you can do her Patreon at all, it is certainly well worth it. She gives us so much, and I'm really, really enjoying that. So this is stitched on 36 count Overcast by Cedar River Linens. Jody of Trixie Tricycle. So this is the first time I've stitched on her fabric. I'm using the called for overdyed and DMC, and this is what I have gotten done so far. The white is not popping, but it's okay for me. I'm okay with it. So I have got the trees across. I have started the woman. And like I said, the fabric is just a dream. This is sort of the color palette on that so far. So very typical Teresa Kogut deliciousness. Come from that side so you can see them better. I joined her Patreon well into the Strawberry Manor mystery cell, but I did get to download the entire pattern, and you guys have seen that if you've watched before. But I really am hoping to keep up with this one. So yeah, there we go. One more good look. But if you're in the market for any fabric, I certainly encourage you to try Cedar River linen out, because it is well worth it. And then my second start, which I did while I was visiting Vince. So that is his little sampler. And this again was chosen by Eva. They are very into the woodland animals. They're going to be very outdoorsy types. They're very active, and I know that Vince will jump right into all of that with him. And this is by Nikki Pattern, and I got this on Etsy, and I will put that down below. I am stitching this on the 20 count Aida. This is a piece of it that was left over from when I did the sampler on my for my medical student, and this one actually still has a needle in it because I was working on it. So this is what I've gotten done so far. So I've started this will be Adventure right here. But I wanted to put the first stitches in while I was looking at little Vince, and I got to do that. So that was very special. And of course, as you guys know, I have it in my my sock monkey project bag that I made. And I have a special little thing that I'll get to show you guys later, and I want to keep that out so that I can show that to you, and I'm very excited about it. So, okay, so now we've done our finishes, and we've done our new start. So it's time to jump right into whips. So here we go. The first one, as you guys know, I am trying on the 24th of each month to put stitches in on Feast of Friendship, which was a stitch along for Leanne, hashtag Leanne's Legacy, that was started by Barb, Lost in Floss, and August 24th was Leanne's birthday, and I chose Feast of Friendship. Fall was evidently Leanne's favorite season, and I am stitching this on a 36 count vellum with the called for over dyed floss, and this is my dangling thread laden piece. So I brought the border over, and I am working in this area right here, and I love it. I dearly, dearly love Blackbird. So those colors are just gorgeous. So that's Feast of Friendship by Blackbird Designs to honor Leanne. And I try to work on this on the 24th of every month. Okay, so that's my first whip. And then following the 24th is the 25th, which I am trying to do some work on some type of Christmas seasonal. And so this piece, I worked on two pieces, and the first one was Merry Christmas by Crow's Feet Stitching. And I love this piece. And I just realized I didn't bring my my card out, so I don't know that I'm going to, oh yes, I will know. This is on 36 count ballet slippers, and I am using the called for DMC. So I got all of the greenery and the berries done on that side. And the this is for the ornaments that will hang down there. So that is Merry Christmas by Crow's Feet Stitching, sorry. And again, it is just a joy to stitch. And that ballet slipper is a fox and rabbit fabric. And then the second piece I worked on was a Teresa Kogut. And I decided I had started this. I'm going to have to go get something. Sometimes when they fall, I could let it go, but I haven't showed it to you. This was Merry Santa by Teresa Kogut. I just love all of this. I'm not there yet, but I love the colors. And I'm stitching this on 36 Cola by XU Design, and I'm using the called for DMC. And so the work that I did since you've seen it last was I'm trying to put a thread or two in the beard. In between, I got this heart done. I am started on the bird over here. So this probably actually ended up only getting about a couple of hours on the 25th. So that is Merry Santa by Teresa Kogut. And I'm gonna just stop for a second and get what went down on the floor, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So we're going to Red Sampler Thursday. I sort of had to do a Red Sampler Thursday and a Red Sampler Sunday because last Thursday we were at Eva and David's, and I wasn't able to give Ursilia and Mary their due time, so we just moved that out till to Sunday because that's what we can do. So the first one is Mary 395, a Bristol sampler by Hands Across the Sea. I know you guys have seen it a lot, but we'll just keep plugging away till we've got it done. And it's on 36 count ivory, antique ivory Edinburgh. And I am using Gloriana poinsettia, and a couple of the sets of alphabets are done in hollyberry. And this is the pattern. So that is Mary 395. And I just had a ball over here in this lower corner. So you can see, I am just working down instead of across now. But these pieces all in here are what I concentrated on. And but that's all of it, and that's what has happened so far. This was a piece that was kitted up at a lovely visit to Acorn and Threads. So that is Mary 395 by Hands Across the Sea. And it shares the spotlight on Red Sampler Thursday with Ursilia's sampler, and I'm going to get that out. And this was a piece that I had kitted up at the attic when I went for Sampler Symposium. Ursilia's sampler is a piece also that Jean owns, and she had designed and charted. This morning we had a lovely Zoom call with Stacy and Bettina and Rita and sort of the usual suspects. And Bettina was working on this, and she's all the way down into here. So she says it's great fun to do the birds. Bettina is just a brilliant stitcher. she and Stacy started a peacock, a badger, a peacock, and a something. That Stacy's going to be Stacy's start for her birthday. So they started it together on the Zoom call today. And I am stitching this on 36 count Just the Ticket by Tabby Cat. And I'm using the Belle Soie in the colorway Tulip. And this is, let's see what we've done since you saw it last. Okay, so I brought this all the way over. I did the E. I may have already had this set of alphabets, but I finished this Z here, and so I'm close to the birds, but I love the variegation in that. So that is Ursilia's Sampler by Samplers in My Attic, and those are my two pieces for Red Sampler Thursday. I want to stop and interject when I was talking about the Zoom call this morning. Since I've seen you last, we also had a meeting of the for the Love of Stitches in Sacramento, and Stan drove my daughter and I down because he was going to buy a guitar. And so it was, so some of the ladies got to meet Stan, and Chester was with us. And so Chester was there as well. And he got some special hugs from Chris, who loves dogs. And Chris is, who started for the Love of Stitches and is the, organizes the FaceTube page for that. But we had another lovely group, and I just enjoyed those so much. I sat next to a woman that was working on Florence Mary Dickinson. Oh my goodness, it just made me want to start it immediately. And also, and I'm going to forget the name, but Deborah was working on a pansy quilts and stitchery. I know, I never get that right. But anyway, I'll have it out because I'm going to show you the work I did on the Little Red Schoolhouse pin keep. She was working on bluebells and samplers, and it's a sampler that Lori designed, and it's just exquisite. So it was great fun, and I want to thank Chris again for organizing that and getting to see everyone. It's just so delightful. The next piece is Miss Ida Mae Crow, and this is the chart. And I am stitching Miss Ida Mae on a 36 count marbled terracotta, which is what I stitched Mr. Ira Ray on, who, as I told you guys last time, made it safely to Tammy Blaylock. And she is going to be making him into a project bag, which is very exciting. And so this is the progress. So I'm working down on the dress. The dress is large, but boy, when you get the dress done, then you just got to do those flowers over there. And then Miss Ida Mae will wing her way on to the next stitcher. And I did make a change in this one. I mentioned it last time. I'm using a black sulky, and I love the coverage instead of 310. And I do think the coverage is just a tad better. I hope it doesn't make Ira jealous, but we did it. So that is Ida Mae Crow by The Good Housewife. My next whip, which is now going to become my 7-day focus piece. As you guys know, I am doing the Hands Across the Sea first week of the month, and that is Mary Snow, but I showed you last time the 7 days that she got in the month of March, and I finished Thurza Priscilla Dawes, who was my 7-day focus piece, and now my 7-day focus piece is going to be a Heart Remembers. I kind of cheat because I don't pick my oldest whip. I pick something that it really is close to being finished. And I will show you what that piece looks like. It is out of the book, A Heart Remembers. Okay, and I am stitching this on a 36 count Picture This Plus doubloon, and I am using the called for overdyed floss. We may still be a little dangling thread heavy. Oh, let's go the right way. There we go. So I worked on the border. I am working on finishing this flower over here. And I adore this. I'll get to do another bird over here. And so that is A Heart Remembers by Blackbird Designs, which will now become my 7-day focus piece. I did work on this piece this morning. So I think, because it didn't get the full 7 days. So far in March, I've worked on it 3 days, that we could see a finish on this in April. So that's exciting. Okay, my next piece was a share from Stacy, the 911 stitcher. And now let's get this right. Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitching. The Little Red Schoolhouse Pin Keep. I had wanted to do this so much, and Stacy had finished it and has shared it with me. And I am stitching this on a 36 count Up in the Attic by Fox and Rabbit, and I am using the gorgeous Falou Red by Roxy Flossco. And I did work on this. Again, there is a needle. I don't usually leave needles, but this was, I was working on this while I was over, again, at David and Eva's. And so I probably put it up quickly because I was needed, maybe to change a diaper or whatever, but I didn't mind that at all. So that is Little Red Schoolhouse Pin Keep by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. And I have it in this beautiful bag that Stacy gave. Stacy gave, that is a Teresa Kogut bag. And the zipper pull was made by Rita, my friend Rita. And we stitched with this morning, so. Okay, next piece is Oh Joyous Day by Blackbird Designs. And this is the chart. This is a stitch along hosted by Brijin, the museum stitcher. Katie, the novel stitcher, is participating. Many of you are, as well as Roberta of the Sable Stitchers. I do need to post my progress up on the hashtag. The hashtag is Joyous Day Sal, and I will put that below. I am doing it on 36 Flannel Flower by Fox and Rabbit using the called for overdyed, and I have gotten pretty much across the border. Across the top. So I think I've pretty much caught up with Brijin. Of course, she's probably gone ahead of me now, but I am enjoying stitching on this very much. So that is Oh Joyous Day by Blackbird Designs. The next piece is Temperature Butterflies, and we're about to see that for the last time. This is the chart. This is by Stitchin' Mama. Stitchin' Mommy. Stitchin' Mommy. I like to say names correctly. And this is my piece that I try to put at least 2 threads in a day. Again, over this last 2 weeks, it did miss a couple of threads, but But we have finished November, and we are filling in December. So isn't that amazing, those color changes? In California, we just sort of go from cold or cool to hot and back to a couple of months of cool. But I've enjoyed this piece very much. I don't plan to do a temperature chart for a while, but I can't say that I haven't enjoyed stitching on this. I just wished I'd kept up, because it should have obviously been done in December, at the end of December. So that is my 2 threads a day piece. And then finally, but you can never say finally with this piece, is a Red Deer sampler. It calls to me often. This is the chart by GGR. Chester actually wandered in. You know, he's never done that before while I'm filming. And he's right here. I don't really have a way of showing him to you without taking you on a stomach churning ride. But anyway, I am stitching this on 36 count 1001 Nights by XU Designs using the amazing Vicki Clayton silks. This may be another dangling thread. Oh, not so bad. So I've continued to take the border across. I have the entire face of the deer, and I have worked on these flowers right here on this side. So I'm trying to continue. I think that's a 2 to 3 page, maybe 2 pages here that will finish off the top. But I love this piece. I don't know that I could go a whole 2 weeks without stitching on it. And it needs that if it has any chance of being finished in my lifetime. It's a big one. You have to, Julie of Running with Scissors, Stitching with Jane and Julie. Oh my goodness, hers is just exquisite. Well, there's just, there's so many. That is one that I remember and encourage you to go take a look at their FlossTube. I will be talking about Julie again, Jane and Julie. So those are my whips. And I just have one little piece of haul, and then I have Happy Mail that, as you guys know, oh my goodness, I was just, I was verklempt. The kindness of all of you, it just means so much to me, and I'm just so touched. But my haul is, sorry to stick my face in the camera, I succumbed to a jewelry box from Target, and I plan to try to make it into a stitching box. So I'm gonna, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this out. I'm gonna leave everything else. I don't think I'm gonna try to take the mirror out, but I will take this out and cover a piece of foam board or something that I can stick down in here with some fabric that will match, and then I can put some things in there. But it's just, I love the two-tone, and it looks so pretty. But I wanted to give, and there were so many at the For the Love of Stitches Stitch-Along that had already done their boxes, and it was amazing because they had, it all matched. One had a set, and it was all sort of bee-related accoutrement in her box, and there were some, I just can't remember all the ones I saw, but they were beautiful. And I think it's great that we can use our knowledge of crafts and sort of make something for ourselves that we really enjoy. So, so I did get one of those. So now I got some incredible Happy Mail this go around that I want to share with you guys. The first were some charts that were mailed to me from Carlene, and I met Carlene in at Sanford Symposium. And I was just so touched that she shared these. And I don't have any of them. I do want to stitch them, but I will probably in some way get them passed on to share the kindness that she has shown me. So that was Peace House by Lottie Da. That house gorgeous. It's a yellow house. And then, and I've seen this stitched up so many times. I Collect, and that's by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. So that could go in with the pieces that I pin. My mind is not remembering today, but you guys know I did the piece for Winter Cross Stitch Camp out of her book, Little Red Dobo Pillows. So that, and then a Token for My Friend by Heartstring Samplery. Oh, I'm just so excited. And then finally, and this one is We Are the Sampler Makers by the Scarlet House. And again, it's just a piece that I've seen stitched up so many times. And so I'm so excited to be able to do that. So those were from Carlene, and Carlene, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. So I got a private message from Sarah of Sew Me Sarah, and she asked if she could send a chart, and it was the Flea Market Souvenir by Blackbird Designs, and I didn't have it, and I said, yes, please. And so I was expecting to get that in the mail, and then I don't know how that card stuck again, and then I got this beautiful card from Sarah. But here's the thing that just blew. She made me a project bag, and it is gorgeous. Now I'm going to zip it back up, excuse the zip, but look at this. Look at that fabric. And of course it's lined with just a gorgeous neutral inside. It has the little pull, and it's quilted. But Sarah, just to have this, because it's kind of a bucket list thing. I want so badly to sit across that table with Sarah and have a big cuppa and stitch and talk. And so I guess until I can do that, Sarah, I will have this with me, and I will put a very special piece in that. So thank you so much. It's just all too much sometimes. And then I came home, and guys, you all know how we are. When the packages come in the mail, and we get them, and our husbands are right there, and it's kind of hard to kind of hide. Yeah, we got some. But I got this package, and I was relatively positive that I wasn't expecting anything, because as you guys know, I'm trying not to buy too much. And so he kind of, gave me the side look out, right. But it was from Julie and Jane, Running with Scissors, Stitching with Jane and Julie. And so let me try to break this up. The first thing I got was a set of cards, and they're Jane's photography. And I hope I'm not holding these up upside down, but that's one. Look at this. Oh my gosh, they're just, it's a bike. It's like the bell on one of the old bikes. And then, oh, they're just exquisite. I love to have cards to write in. I'm a big believer in real mail. And then this was the last one. So I got this beautiful set of cards tied up in a gorgeous ribbon. I got a beautiful letter from Jane and Julie. I got a bag that Catherine, Julie's daughter, made. And evidently there's only 3 of these. Jane has one, Julie has one, and I have one. And then, and I will put all the information below. This is their bag that they are making, and Julie has in on her website, and it has the card in it with Jane's tip. After failed attempts to thread the needle, when trimmed ends and licking won't do, rotate the needle end for end and slide the fiber through. If you guys have watched, I guess Jane had a fun one day trying to thread her needle from the pokey end, not the end that has the opening. She was not successful until she turned it around. So I got one of the special bags, and like I said, I will put all the information down below where you can get one of these as well if you care. But here's, there's always, you just get emotional about things, and this is how this community works. Julie saw that I had made the FlossTube, the project bag for little Vince, the sock monkey. And so she sent me, because she makes these, she sent me a sock monkey zipper pull. And let's see if we can get him turned around where you can see his little face. Do you see that? And there's a little charm that says made with love and scissors. So I want to publicly put my zipper pull on the zipper. And so let's hope I can do it without. There we go. Look at that. Does that match or what? So, wow. I don't even know what to say, but it was extremely kind. And it's just these little things that people notice. Sarah noticed that I had said on a FlossTube that I only really had 2 project bags, and so she made me one, and then the matching zipper pull for the sock monkey project bag. The kindness is incredible, and we're very lucky, and that just sort of brings me into again thanking you all for everything that you do, and I hope that you will continue to leave comments and that we will continue to correspond, and because it means the absolute world to me. My plans, I don't know that I have specific plans. We did discuss A Heart Remembers is going to be my new 7-day focus piece. I will continue to work on Mary Snow the first 7 days of the month by Hands Across the Sea until that is complete. And then I will joyfully just grab whips and touch them and get some work on them to bring them back and share with you in 2 weeks. So I do want to take just a moment. Boy, we've had a lot of stuff going on in the world, in the United States, and it's sort of where I keep thinking about move forward in love, communities that are rebuilding after tornadoes, shootings that have to stop. And I don't want to go on and on, but we've got to be cognizant, we've got to be aware, we've got to keep these families and people in our hearts, and we have to love. We simply have to love. And I don't know, at my old age, I don't know what's going to change all this. But I don't think we can go wrong with loving. I think that's sort of our best shot. So if you were new and you liked what you saw, I do hope that you will subscribe, like, ring the bell, and share. I love my time with you guys. I'm sad it's already over. So, but I think I've covered everything in front of me, and so I will just say, grab your stitching, get comfortable, and stitch what you love. I love you all. Bye-bye.